everyone, Janie here. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be making a birthday card for one of my granddaughters using these products. I'm going to be using this Kokorosa Happy Birthday Balloon Cutting Die, which is perfect for shaker cards like I'm using it for today, but it's also perfect for a regular card. And I'm also using the Kokorosa Little Panda themed dies and stamps that come in this plastic pouch to keep them stored in. And I love that it comes with the dies to cut out the stamped images. And even though this is sped up, I wanted you to see how easily these dies come apart, including the little nibs that hold them together. Even though I have thumb issues and my hands aren't very strong, you can see how easily these come apart, and I really like that. This set is so adorable, and all of my granddaughters are totally into pandas right now, so I had to get it. And not only does it have those adorable images, but it also comes with 6 sentiments that can be used for a variety of occasions. Okay, I'm going to be making a 5x7 shaker card. So obviously my base is 5 inches by 7 inches. And for the bottom layer, I also cut that at 5x7 to cover the entire card base. And the next layer I cut at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and it leaves a nice border around the edges. And then this piece right here is for my shaker pocket, and you'll see how that works here if you haven't already seen my videos on that. And I cut that just big enough to fit behind the balloon die cut. So let's get started. So first I'm going to be die cutting the happy birthday balloon out of the pink base layer. And I have to be very tricky about this. So as you see, I don't have it centered. I actually have it right up here, which is where I'm going to want it on the card. And so it will be covered up by the shaker pocket. So let's get this done really quick here. I did have to run it through twice, which is pretty much the norm with my Cuttlebug. And I really can't wait to have my craft room back so I can get my Sizzix Big Shot Switch Plus set up, because that does a beautiful job. But this die actually cuts beautifully and I love it. Now comes the tricky part. I have to die cut that same happy birthday balloon out of the top layer, and I have to get it in the same place that this one is. So to do that, I'm going to layer it just the way I want it, and I'm holding it up to the light, which you can't see, but this is showing through on the light. And then all I have to do is line that cutting die up, and there we go. I have it approximately in the right place. Okay, now I have the opening. I don't care so much about the happy birthday, even though I'm sure I can use it somewhere else. Sorry, I'm popping these out off screen here. There we go. Just wanted you to see that everything pops out really nicely. But since this isn't really that important, but I'll go ahead and pull it out so you can see that it came right out, and I'm sure I can use this for something else. But mostly, this was about getting this layered. Oh, look at that. I did good. I'm proud of myself. Okay, before I put my Cuttlebug away, I'm going to do something a little different, or it's different from me. So usually I stamp my images and then I die cut them. Today, I'm going to die cut and then stamp. And that way you can see that it could be done either way. So here we go. And by the way, I haven't done it this way in years. I think I just really got used to, stamping and then fitting the die around it. But I don't know, today I just wanted to be different. So you're going to get to see how that goes. By the way, I hope you noticed how nicely it cut those. And so right now I'm going to be using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And wish me luck, because like I said, I haven't done it this way in a long time. But I am hoping that I do it really good. Let's see here. Give that a nice stamp there. And oh yeah, that came out perfectly beautiful. I love it. Maybe I should start doing it this way more often. Okay, let me go clean this off and I'm going to stamp that one. Oh yeah, absolutely beautiful. I love it. Now I just have to go color those and I'll be back. I think they're absolutely adorable, and I colored them with my Ohuhu colored pencils, but to be honest with you, I would have rather colored them with my Spectrum Noir markers, but my black was just a little too juicy and I didn't want to mess it up, so I still think they came out okay. Okay, now to start work on the shaker pocket, and as most of you know, I usually use acetate sheets, but today I'm not, because not all of my viewers have access to acetate sheets or the PVC sheets that I use. So I'm just using a bag that a stamp set had come in, or maybe it was dies, I really don't remember. And one side has a sticker on it, so I don't want that, and I also don't want this part up here that has the sticky backing on it. So I'm just using my scissors to cut that off, not being very precise here, because right now I just want to get this opened up. So just going down each side. And I have other videos with shaker pockets in them if you would like to see it done with the acetate, or whatever. There's different ways to do it, but today I am kind of doing it an easy way. I'm also not going to be scoring it, where normally I would be scoring this. But right now, I just want something that is going to cover this. And so normally what I would tell you is to cut your acetate an inch larger each direction than the panel you're going to be putting in it. But today I'm not. So today I'm just saying cut a piece that has plenty of spare room to fold over. And I'm going to set that aside, taking my double-sided tape. That's another different thing. Normally I am putting it on the acetate, but today I am putting it directly on the back of the panel that is going in my shaker pocket. And so this is definitely a different way than I normally do it, but I will have a link. If I don't remember to put it right here on the screen while I'm doing this, I'll try to remember to put it on at the end of the screen, on the screen at the end of the video, so that you can see how I normally make a shaker pocket. But like I said, not all of my viewers have access to all of these things, so I wanted to do this without a scoreboard and without having to measure that, without having to use acetate, because everybody has stamps or dies that come in these little pouches and they work great. So I'm going to put this on there, kind of one piece at a time. I could take it all off at one time and do it, but I'm not. So making sure I have plenty on all sides, I'm just going to fold that over like so. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom and cut off, well, not cut off, but kind of. I'm just going to cut this little piece off right here, like so, and undo this, And honestly, I should have had more tape right there. So hold on a second here. You can wonder about me right now because this is actually the first time I've done it this way. It's not the first time that I've used one of these pouches, but it is the first time that I've put the tape on the actual panel. So that is a first, which is why I'm having to cut off this kind of excess as I go around, just so that the other piece can come up and attach. So I'll do the same thing, just grabbing an extra piece of the double-sided tape and putting it right here on the end. Peel that off and fold that over. It doesn't matter if there's excess on the back, you can always cut that off if you want. Okay, so now that we're up here to the top, I am not putting it together yet, but I am removing just this little excess on the top. Do not cut the whole thing all the way through because, hold on a second, I'll show you. You still want to have a flap here that you're going to end up folding over, okay? So we've got all the sides done. And now we have a pouch, and that was kind of weird. That just threw itself at me. Okay, so now I have a pouch, and now I'm going to add my shaker pieces together. Okay, I've got my shaker pieces together, and I am a big fan of this Calls for Confetti. I absolutely love their shaker pieces better than anything I've ever used. So not only are they beautiful, they're flat, and they shake wonderfully. So let me open them up, and we're just going to pour a little bit of each of these in there. There we go. I love it. They come in these little Ziploc pouches, which makes it really nice for storing. Okay. And I'm just going to sprinkle some down into the pocket. And that color was glazed strawberry, if you're interested. And this color here, I believe, is glazed lime. Let me see. It says it on here somewhere. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's glazed lime. Okay, so put a little bit of that in there. And this one is peach. I believe it's glazed peach to be exact. And I just wanted a variety of colors in here, and this is so cool because I can, create my own mixes this way. I can just go, oh, I want these colors, and that's the colors I use. Kind of a custom thing, you can create your own instead of being at the mercy of buying a pre-mixed one. And I just love it. These last forever. These little pouches, not only, like I said, they're Ziploc, great for storage, but they really go a long way. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one of the things that I like about making your own shaker pocket. Okay, I've got everything in there, and I can fold this over and shake it around and go, do I think I have enough? Do I not have enough? And that's the advantage. You cannot do that with the traditional shakers with the double-sided tape, and you're pouring your sequins and stuff in hoping they don't make a mess. This one I can do like this, and let me grab the front of my shaker. I kind of want to set this over it just to see if I have enough shaker bits or if I want more. And I think I want a little bit more. Like I said, the advantage of being able to see how many shaker bits you're putting in there. Whoops. And there I added a little bit more than I wanted to. So I think we're going to have plenty now. So let me do this again. Let me lay this over the top and lay that there. Yep, I think that's going to be perfect. Okay, so now with all the shaker bits in, I'm going to turn this around and peel off that tape right there. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and add extra tape. It does not hurt to have extra. Oops. Wow, have you ever had tape do that? This stuff stuck to my finger. Okay, let's try this again. Grab another piece here and hope this piece actually waits and sticks to my project and not my fingers. Okay, got that on that side. Add a little bit more on the other side. Like I said, this is the first time that I've done it where I stick it directly to the panel. And by doing that, it kind of covers it up as I'm, laying down the other pieces. I'm wrapping the pieces around. It's covering things up. Come here, you little thingy. Okay, and now I'm taking this and pulling it down nice and snug and gluing it into place. And guess what? There's my shaker pocket, which, by the way, did those just fall out? Okay. Normally they don't fall out, and I'm thinking that they were just loose ones. Okay, so let's start the process of putting this together. And so here's my first layer, which is the pink. And one of the things that I kind of like to suggest is if you've cut something out of the center of it, which is, one of my favorite paper saving techniques. If you haven't watched my videos, this is a really big thing to me, but I suggest that you go around the opening of it like I just did. I mean, you don't have to. It's just a suggestion. It keeps things snug since that's going to be a loose area. Okay? So let me get this all on there and all lined up just so. Okay. So one thing I like about my Beacon 3-in-1 is, as you notice, I have plenty of wiggle room. I can go around to the edges and make sure that everything lines up. So really awesome. Okay, next I have to attach this top layer to the shaker pocket. So to do that, first of all, I'm going to want to spread out my my pieces so I'm not creating kind of lumps in the middle. And this is where you can actually go around the edges with double-sided tape if you would like, but I'm not. Okay, so with this, I'm just going to go around these edges just like I did on the first layer. I'm just going to go right around, kind of like tracing around this balloon, okay? And then I'm going to go out a little bit further, okay, kind of like so. And then I'm going to take glue. Okay, then I'm going to take my shaker pocket. Holy cow. Oh no, there was a hole in it. It's not that it wasn't taped. Oh, holy cow. Hold on a minute. Okay, lesson learned. Look before you use it. Make sure there's no slits in it because that one literally had a slit and I tried to cover it up, but it was going to show through. So I've made another shaker pocket, and this time I laid the panel, and then I put the tape along the sides instead of putting it on the panel. So it's now going to be like my other shaker pockets, which also means I'm going to come down here and kind of cut at an angle, cutting these end pieces off just like that. And again, that's normally how I would do it with when I'm using the acetate sheets. So with that done, now I'm just going to peel those off, and you're just going to get to see another way to make it, which is, like I said, the way I would normally do it, only with acetate. So I guess you're getting two tutorials in one. You can see how to do it if you want to put it directly on the back of the panel, or if you want to do it this way. But the most important thing, which is why I left that in, because I could have just said, okay, let's cut that out and create another pocket. But I wanted you to see that it's important to make sure that there are no slits or holes in your in the pocket material, okay? And let me see here, I'll just kind of cut that off at an angle like so. And that will be all ready to tape when I'm done. Okay, I've got that cleaned up. I've got my shaker bits in. I'm going to put the double-sided tape right across the back here and fold that top piece over. And you know what? If I haven't said it already, this is a good lesson. You've learned that I'm not perfect. You've learned that you should look for holes or slits in what you're using, because when you use an acetate sheet or the PVC sheet, it's a lot thicker and they usually don't have, you know, tears in them. But when you're using the wrapping off from, you know, cutting dies or stamp set, it's thin enough that, you know, if you're not careful, it might have a tear in it. So here we go, we have this one all together, all perfect. My glue is obviously dried on there and nice and thick and bumpy. Not exactly how I want it, but that's okay because we are going to make this work. So I'll just add more glue. And the one thing about this glue is if you don't flatten it out right away, it's dimensional. So right now it's kind of got a dimensional ridge around it, but it's all gonna work out. I'm not really worried about it. What I'm worried about right now is making sure that I get this placed right over that opening. Okay. And I'm gonna turn it around. It looks beautiful. Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure that that is pushed down all the way around. And I already have glue oozing out the edge, but it should be okay. Just make sure that you have all of the edges pushed down into the glue really well, okay? All right, so we have that done. Holy cow. All right, next I'm gonna glue this on top of here. Now, this is actually flatter than it looks, okay? See, it's flat, so it's really not going to be an issue. You don't need to use any foam tape or anything to put this on. You do have to glue it on, and right now I'm just kind of getting a look at it here. All right, so I'm happy with that. I am now going to add glue all over this. I want to kind of get all of my shaker bits toward the center and make sure that I have all of my edges lined up just right. Okay, and like I said, this is Beacon 3-in-1. It really gives me some wiggle room, you know? I mean, a lot of wet glues do, but Beacon is just really special. So, making a mess here. Beacon's really special. I actually prefer it over any glue. And now, let me show you what my little secret is. By the way, Beacon also rubs off. So you see where it oozed out there? And notice, I can just rub it right off. Many reasons for using this glue, okay? Many reasons, and this is one of them because it's like, oh no, it oozed out when I put it on here, and it's gonna just rub right off. Okay, I will be right back. Just hold on one second. I use something like my Cuttlebug plate, and I set that on top just for extra pressure while it dries. Okay, now that that's dry, it's time to inlay that happy birthday balloon right into the spot right where it goes. And this is one of those moments where I don't want to use my Beacon 3-in-1, even though it would work great. I don't think the tip is fine enough. So if you have a fine tip glue bottle, that will work really great on the back. But since I don't, I like using a spray adhesive. So I can't do that here with the camera. So I'm gonna go spray this and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got it sprayed and I've got this turned toward myself so that I can see what I'm doing here. And I'm gonna start by just putting that little end in first, just because it'll fit perfectly. And then inlay the rest of it right into place. Okay, I've got that done. And now again, I'm gonna turn it toward myself and I've made a little bow that I'm gonna glue right there. And just put a little right here on the back of it, like so. And there we go. Got the bow right there. And oh, wait a minute. I wanted to put this underneath it. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Lift you right back up. Oh, look at there. I think there's enough glue there to just stick that there. And I'll add a little bit more to the back of this. Yes, folks, you're seeing that I'm not perfect. I forget things, you know, because none of us are perfect. I know that a lot of times you watch YouTube videos and you see perfection, but that's because there's a lot of editing being done. Okay, so I'm going to put the little guy right there. I was thinking about letting the ribbon come across like he's holding it, but the ribbon is so wide and I couldn't find any twine or string to do this with, so I think I'm going to put the ribbon behind him. And I'll cut a little bit of that off. We don't need it all there. Okay, let's see here. Yep, just like that. Okay, so what I've done is I have put foam tape on the back to pop him up. And I'm gonna pull that off right now. Well, not pull the foam tape off, of course, but pull the backing off from it. And then I have a decision to make on another thing, and I just wish you all were here to help me make these decisions. So let's see here. I want it to look like he is holding that, so it actually can be up a little bit. It doesn't even matter if it shows a little bit like it is. Actually, I kind of like that look. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll push it underneath. Okay, anyways, there we go. He is holding onto the balloon, which shakes beautifully, okay? And now I have this other one, and I've already put foam tape on the back of him, and I think I'm gonna pop him up there a little bit closer to the balloon. I could have put him right down there so they're side by side, but I don't know, I just kind of like the, you know, the balloon is a little crooked, so I think this being a little offset will be good too. So I will remove that backing, and this card will be done other than the inside. And we will see how that goes. I know I want to use one of the sentiments that came with the pandas. So let me stick this little guy right there. Yep, that's where I want him. That's where I want him. Okay, what do you think? Cute, right? All right, I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, this set comes with a lot of different sentiments, and I love you more than bamboo I used in her sister's card, so I didn't want to do that. So I used you are pandastic. And it comes with other ones. You are loved. Thank you very much. Hey there. Life without you is unbearable. So there's a variety of sentiments that you can use, and that's one of the things I like about this set, that it's not just for one occasion. And so I decided, as I said, to use You Are Pandastic. And I thought that was really cute. Of course, I'll put more in here. It won't just say that. But there you go. I think it turned out really cute. And I would love to know what you think below in the comments. Oh, I almost forgot to show you. So if I hadn't popped these things up, as you could see, the card would have laid flat in an envelope. And that's one of the things I like about making shaker pockets. Well, a big thank you to all of you that are still watching. That really means a lot to me. I appreciate you letting me share the making of my granddaughter's birthday card. And I'm sorry about the echoes and the glitches, but those are all to be expected until I have a craft room again. If you like the Kokorosa products that I used today, there will be links below to those in the description box, as well as a discount code. And if you'd like to check out This Calls for Confetti, I'll have a link to them below as well. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.